Hey, how's it going? Multi News, Acc 16Feb2022 from the papers always. First up, New York Times picture kids ice skating in China. Over on the left, families of the Sandy Hook school shooting victims have sued Remington gunmaker for $73 million. Fair play. Over on the right, Putin, Russia. Down here, New York New York Fashion Week kicking off. National Post Canada, Olympics, Ottawa truck driver protest. This guy's had to resign. Chief of Police Peter Slowly, so long. Thank you for your service. Around from Cuba, quote from Vila in the bottom. There is no more powerful weapon than deep conviction and a clear idea of what must be done. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Vito. South Africa corruption, true crime. Jerusalem Post. Israel prepares to move embassy from the East Ukraine to the West Ukraine. Okay, apparently the Yanks and the Canadians done the same thing. Beside that, will Sheikh Jarrah trigger another war? Will Sheikh Jarrah trigger another massive bombardment of Palestine by the massively overpowered IDF? We'll have to wait and see. Down here, Intel has bought some Israeli semiconductor company for $5 billion, so that's 2% of Elon Musk's net worth. Tehran Times, Bahrain ties with Israel could anger Iran. Definitely will anger Iran, just like any time Israel increased ties with the Arab nations around it. I mean, fair enough. Over on the left, Canadian truck driver protest. Over on the right, America, bad. The Hindu, Russia, Ukraine exports line go up. The Australian, great brawl over China. That's Scott Morrison coming out saying that, you know, China and Russia are allies and China clearly supports Russia and China should criticize Russia for what they've done in the Ukraine, which is fuck all really so far. Global Times of China, Olympics, COVID, Irish Times, people out protesting saying that women should be safe to walk around the streets in the night time, which they should. Underneath that, Russia, Ukraine, Irish Examiner, top left, the joy of stuff. Down with the trend for minimalism. It's obviously like a Marie Kondo reactionary position or whatever. Good to see the frontline soldiers in the war against capitalism out in the front lines. Keep buying things, folks. Line can only go up, even if inflation is also going up and actual wages are going down. Underneath that, son claimed deceased parents' pensions for 33 years, court told. Respect, that's a long time to keep a scam going. Sad he got caught. This is not the type of thing that would happen if we had universal basic income now, please, thank you. Down here, American soldiers waiting to be deployed to Poland. The Echo, is it time to ditch homework for kids? Definitely not. I mean, how else are we going to train them for the job market? They can't be thinking that, you know, once they walk out of school, that's it for the day. You've got to go home, study, sharpen your pencil for the next day, be ready. Same story underneath about the guy committing fraud, fair play. Belfast Telegraph, downfall of a duke, Grand old Duke of York, Baron Killyleagh, Earl of Inverness, back in the news, possibly the last time for a while he'll be back in the news. He's paid off Virginia Guffrey, somewhere between 10 and 12 million pounds, not including his own legal fees, so that's 0.005% of Elon Musk's net worth. Still a lot of money, even for a royal. It said in the statement, Prince Andrew has never intended to malign Miss Guffrey's character, and he accepts that she has suffered both as an established victim of abuse and as a result of unfair public attacks. Yes, unfair public attacks by the Duke himself, who said the claims were entirely baseless and she was just seeking a payday. Anyway, congrats to Virginia Guffrey on that one. Down here, there's a couple who've made history by being the first couple to have a surrogate baby without having to leave Northern Ireland. So one of the lads' sisters was the surrogate mother for them. Congratulations to them, best of luck. The Herald from Scotland, there's the Duke again. Financial Times, Putin, top left, a lost decade, long financial COVID threatens political chaos. This due to a report that came out from the World Development Fund, and they said that the average total debt burden of low and middle income countries increased by 9 percentage points compared with a normal increase of 2 percentage points, and now 53% of low income nations are now seen to be at high risk of debt distress, and that's a big worry for the West, because that debt is owed to the West. Anyway, underneath that, Putin, Ukraine. Down the bottom, Priti Patel is trying to bring in some kind of legislation that would get rid of legal but harmful content on tech platforms. I'm not sure exactly what would clarify as legal but harmful content, but anyway, some of the tech bosses are freaking out now about this, and they come out and said it feels a bit closer to what they're doing in China. The Guardian, there's the Duke again, top left, only monsters wear their shoes in the house. Yeah, I'd say Prince Andrew wears his shoes in the house, absolutely. The Times, Biden, Putin, Russia, the Duke, Daily Telegraph, the Royals are better off without Andrew. Daily Telegraph immediately getting in there. Underneath that, the Queen to help to pay for the £12 million settlement. Okay, the Queen's money, of course, comes from the public, so that's the British public paying for that. The Independent, four stories on top. Tories, football, movies, tennis. There's Putin pulling that kind of Obama not bad meme face. If you want to feel old, that meme is from 2011. Prince Andrew again down the bottom. Daily Express, Prince Andrew cuts a deal. Daily Mail, weeks after vowing to fight devastating sex abuse claims, Andrew settles with accuser in grovelling climb down. Love it. Down here, Duke's final £10 million humiliation. It is a big humiliation, isn't it? Daily Mirror, Ukraine, there's Andrew again, that famous photo. iNewspaper, Putin, Russia, the Prince. Metro, Russia, there's the Duke again. Daily Star, Yuri Geller says he stopped World War III. Thank you so much, Yuri. I mean, it didn't kick off today yet, so maybe he's right. And down there, Prince Andrew again. I can't believe that we've seen this story arc has finally come to a close. This is probably going to be the last time, hopefully, we're going to see Prince Andrew on the front of the papers. And we'll no longer be able to say that he's involved in an ongoing court case alleging he raped an underage girl who's trafficked by the pedophile billionaire Francis Jeffrey Epstein, RIP. We'll have to just say Prince Andrew, who paid off the woman he was accused of raping, who was trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein, pedophile billionaire Francis, did not kill himself, or It really is a watershed moment. I'm a little bit sad, to be honest. Thank you for your service, Andrew. He's still the Duke of York. We'll probably be seeing him when the Queen's Jubilee rolls around, or if he writes a book, or if he commits suicide. I'm not saying he should do that, but just they're the possibilities of things he could get back in the news for. Anyway, he is still the Duke of York. Boris is still the Prime Minister. Julian Assange is still in jail at Her Majesty's pleasure without fair trial or due process in the maximum security Belmarsh prison. If you want to stay off corporate state social media for the day, click the link in the description. Alright, thanks, good luck.